Hi Tappers! Today's story is about resolving depression resulting from experiencing a controlling parent. Our person is in her late 70s, which is a great example of how it's never too late and that even really long-term issues can be resolved. This was submitted by M. Gordon as the practitioner. EFT melts resistances so that we can open doors to the inner mind more easily. And because of this, I've been able to access emotional issues very rapidly and profoundly. The following story is about a woman who was able to lift a lifetime of depression by going to a source of it, which for her was her anger at her mother. Anna, a woman in her late 70s, was depressed and angry with her mother for not giving her love. She had once overheard her mother telling someone that she never really wanted to have a child. Anna had been in therapy for 7 years, yet something was still in her way as she continued to stew in her anger, and her set score was very high. We first tapped to address her energy with EFT, and this decreased the intensity of her anger. The topic she spoke about as she tapped on these points was, felt controlled by my mother. We tapped. Even though I felt controlled by my mother, I deeply and completely accept myself. After several rounds of EFT tapping, the feeling left her completely. No anger, no depression. The two disappeared simultaneously. The release was astounding. She was able to go even further. She glided into a state of deep relaxation. She saw herself swimming in an exquisite underwater scenario. Here she could move with total freedom. She was washing away the rage, and now it was flowing with gorgeous colors and animals and plants of the ocean. The tapping process had made this inner experience accessible to her. She was able to enter a transcendent state after she released the baggage of emotions that she'd been carrying all her life. She was able, through more tapping during her relaxation process, to see her experience with her mother through completely new eyes. She saw that both she and her mother were doing the best they could, given all the experiences of their lives, and that forgiveness was totally within her reach. The epiphany came when she was able to share this experience with her mother, who was no longer alive on this earth. She told her mother that she finally saw things differently. She told her mother that now she'd released her from all she thought she was. Because she had prepared the way for this through all of the previous work she'd done, she was ready for a shift, an opportunity for liberation. Love flowed freely and exquisitely between them. This was the connection that she'd been wishing for all her life. Her long-held depression had lifted. This is not an isolated story. Extraordinary healing occurs by addressing all levels of consciousness through EFT. I personally have felt a liberation of a lifetime feeling leaving due to a shift from an EFT session. I hope, Tappers, that if you are in a space where you are currently in a deep negative emotion like Anna was all of her life, that this story gives you some hope of where you can be with a little bit of guidance and support. I'll see you soon.